Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Swordcery. It is a hack and slash action roguelite where you are collecting and slinging swords at a wide variety of enemies on a pretty standard 3-act roguelike run. It's a lot of fun, it's a little tricky. It has semi-Souls-like combat where you actually have to worry about blocking, sometimes parrying, and stunning enemy attacks. You also have to worry about things like see how this guy has this blue shield around him. You have to hit him with magic, your Swordcery moves. Which point it will break the shield off of them, then you can actually start hitting them. The enemy has a star above their head. That means that they need to be hit with a heavy attack or a magic attack before they can be properly stunned. Or before you can interrupt their attack, otherwise you just have to get out of the way. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I guess I might as well mention that Swordcery is available on Steam now, so if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. And I guess I should also say a very quick thank you to Temple Door Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. God, all of these guys are magic shielded. That's wild. But yeah, very quick thank you to Temple Door Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the actual run. Stay away from them. None of that, you. Go here. Because yeah, I've learned how to avoid these guys' attacks, which is huge. And then it's just basically slapping these guys into oblivion. I gotta remember to use the... Ooh. Captain's Falchion. Wait. Yeah. Falchion's Swordcery delivers a powerful or a charge-up slash with a hefty wind-up. Alright. So that's slightly different. Should probably sit up in my chair a little bit better, otherwise I'm gonna hurt my back. Unfortunately, whenever I'm playing with a controller, I've got it's big slouch time. Ooh. Well, I like the idea of the weapon. And the damage is good. Okay, I almost yeeted him off the cliff. Not quite, though. Yeah, so the charge is pretty solid. I just have to actually figure out the full extent and range of it. You know, this is actually one of those classic spots where a red line of how far it would go would actually be huge. Holy and wind damage, extra attack speed. I mean, I'll take it. It's not huge. But I think I do wind damage. No, I kind of do wind damage. Okay, we should take this guy out. There we go. Everything is good. Yeah, because I like the idea of the sword, but I don't know. I have been using short sword a lot. There was a run I did before this one that I'm probably not going to show. That was also a short sword run. Dang. Okay, got him. Keep distance. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what their reach is, so easier to just stay away from them. Alright, what is this one? The Zaw Slayer. Allows you to charge and release cutter blade projectiles. Oh, pizza. Well, it's different from the one I had. It is... I don't know about greatsword, though. But, well, that works, kind of. Okay, keep our distance. Nope. Not good enough. Okay, keep our distance. Yeah, I was hoping for a big sweep or something. But it didn't really have that. And that's mostly fine. Oh, good. We get this so we can actually see what else they have on offer. I see a blue. Brimstone. Okay. Hellbeam that explodes on contact. So, I mean, could be good. What about these? Can I actually afford them? Extra damage if you charge a heavy attack to the max, more greatsword damage, or base damage per sword in inventory. Kind of basic stuff. Let's see. Did I have any? Let's go back to the very beginning and see what's there. I don't want to accidentally miss something important. Oh, and this is this room again. Well, unfortunately, let's try the Zaw Slayer. Yeah, I wish all targeted like AoE charges or whatever had a range like that. Okay. So that does, okay, that does actually do a ton of damage. But yeah, it's just a pain to charge. The other thing is this is a blue weapon. So it does fire, wind, and lightning. Oh. Am I that much of a goof to just lean short sword again? It is a good weapon, though. Dual sword's light attack ender forms an even larger, more damaging crosscut. Let's see. Chargeable spin that hits multiple times? I don't know. I think I'm just going to go for the light attack combo. The heavy attack is nice, but wasn't end-all be-all. Yeah, I guess I'm just cutlassing today, man. Sometimes you just gotta. Come on, I'm here. Nope. Well, at least that does a decent chunk of damage. I don't know if I actually killed that guy, but maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, I've left somebody back here. Oh, it's one of you. Okay, keep going for the health. The extra Swordcery would be nice, but just... the boss is hard enough that I want to have that extra... Don't dodge. Oh. Okay. What else is here? If it's just these guys. Ow. Nope, that's not it. I guess I can also block. There we go. A little bit bad at blocking in this game. But at least it gives me a big healing potion, so it's fine. Okay, we get 25 Ruggle. And we get an artifact. Please be something amazing. Bleed and earth damage, rapier damage. I guess I'm going to go for the obsidian heart. Because I don't actually know. It was kind of nothing. Hopefully we get like the ability to reroll those at some point. Okay. So we're just going to sacrifice the Zaw Slayer. Does do bleed damage. Nah, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be using it. And I can also sacrifice, I can also recycle passives I don't want. So this is something I should actually keep in mind. Okay, we're going to try and do something. Never mind, you are just going to die. Still love the melodrama as they go down. Okay, don't dodge again. Really? Well, we have a good potion. If it's just these guys, it's easier. Oh. Don't like the charge on this thing is the one downer. But it's fine. Okay, what does that do? Let's see. 75 plus 75%. 75%, 0.75% sorcery damage for maximum sorcery value. 100 contributing. Oh. So that just makes all my magic do more damage. That's actually kind of good. I guess we should actually invest in boosting my sorcery value. Do we have one here that scales off of that? Kind of. There's the Overshaken Soda. Well, that now does a mess of damage. Right, and I can dodge. I'm not limited in that anymore. Okay, we get the Pious Pain. Conjures a window of ethereal stained glass, blocks most projectiles, and can be shattered with an attack to deal damage in a cone. Well, it's pretty, but I don't think I want it. Let's go this way. Okay, I did get him in the end. There we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, so my Swordcery damage is extremely good. And we do have that one rare mythic upgrade. Passive Relic extra short sword damage. Sure. I mean, considering I'm using them, I might as well. Okay. Dyson Slicers or Hollow's Blade. They roll a pair of dice. Okay. So they roll a pair of dice. Whatever the number shows, Slippery Jack Slicer rips between them that many times. Well, I might as well at least see what they do. Because I do like the idea of dual swords. But I think it's too late for this run. I already kind of committed. It does not help that this arena is, like, actively not made for them. That does plenty more damage. Oh, right, I heal just a little bit between levels. So that's extremely helpful. Okay, I got 227. Unfortunately, not much in the shop that I'm super keen on, but we can upgrade this sword a couple of times. Which is worth it. Okay, I want to take out these guys if I can. Because, yeah, the little rockling wizards are slightly annoying. Damn, I do a lot of damage with this. I mean, once again, we do 75% extra sorcery damage. Which I think is just based on whatever my max value is. Don't take damage. Man. I mean, at least that does a ton of damage. He's doing that. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Hit him. Take him out. Yeah, I do a ton. I do a ton. Right at the end. It's okay. It would have been the preschooler's nightmare swords anyway. Which I don't like. Yeah. Cannot animation cancel into a block. Can do a lot of damage, though. do anything there. That's fine. We're good. We get a little bit of healing. Like, apart from the small amounts of oomph. That there. Big door? Oh, big door for boss. Of course. We didn't really find much for passives here, which is a bit of a downer. Let's see. No sword, nothing else. How many swords do I have on hand? 2. Well. Oh, and we don't have the discount anymore. So, Charge Up Slash does increase damage. Yeah, it does. Sacrifice those in. Probably just go for another one. I could have bought that other short sword, the one with the fire beam, but like this one does do a lot of damage. Okay, cannot sacrifice Ember, so my starting sword is always locked. But at least my damage is good. Let's see. Don't have enough money for a passive, but none of those passives were really singing to me. Yeah, Earth and Bleed, no good. This one's useful, kind of. I think I'm just gonna drop this and recycle it for 40. Because I'm just not going to be using it. Fortunately, I'm not going to be affording any of these either. I did also just spend a lot of money, so I think we're good. It would have been nice to get the safety scissors, but I'll take what I can get. Well, it feels like I've just absolutely zipped through this level. Let's see what happens now that we've beaten the wolf. Oh, did I only get 1 potion vial this time? Okay, yep, looks like it's the wolf again. Oh, that's rude. Okay. Oh, we're already up to this. Unfortunately, I think this phase I'm just going to have to avoid. Or not avoid. Yeah, do a ton of damage. It's just a matter of... rude? Okay, we got it. I mean, we're hurting it bad. The main issue is it's hitting me back somewhat often. Part of it is some of its attacks go over my own, my block. Which I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like that's one of those early access things, though, that needs to be changed, will be changed, but is a problem until then. Okay, well, dog do a flop, but I don't think there's any reason for me to stick around and talk to it. Okay, so does it swap my weapon back to default? No. I wonder if it was interacting with the shrine messed with it previously. Oh, and this is a room that isn't going to make my computer completely cook itself. Oh, there we go. It's definitely bigger. Yeah, so I can't trust those guys not to immediately shoot me in the back. On sorcery use, get anywhere from minus 12 or 12% sorcery damage per passive relic in the inventory, rerolled every time on sorcery use. Small or large? That's technically good for me. Do not heavy attack. Well, it's okay. I'm abysmal at using them. Okay, watch out for the mummy thing. Okay, damage is good. Good healing. Oh. Okay, get him down. We got this little guy. Get him out of here. Okay. Yeah, I think the real trick with this level is really just don't get mobbed by a gazillion of them at once. And it's much more manageable. Okay, we do have enemies left. Well, it's fine? Or no, it's not fine. Okay, so we get the Corinthian. 3-part column, each section can be batted into enemies to do a bunch of damage. Well, that's fun. Sadly, I'm kind of committed to this weapon at the moment. Okay, what do we have? Swords on a chain. Or, ooh. No, I think I want to do the smooth apparator. Because this lets me do a parry, which could actually be insane. Don't take damage. I'm gonna leave that for a moment. Kill only using Swordcery. Okay, I can swing that, kind of. Okay, so the damage on it could be better. So we'll switch back to this. Oh, that cost me some Swordcery. Well, I can hit at least once with this thing. Nope. Damn. I feel like if you have the kill only using Swordcery modifier on, you very much, it should give you a bunch of extra Swordcery charge. Oh well. Because yeah, I went into that with almost nothing, and yeah, how do you get Swordcery back? It does generate really slowly. I was not aware that those little guys were so vulnerable. That they would die in one hit. I guess I should have been paying attention, but... Okay, who's left? Ghosty boy. Ow. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just going to be taking oodles of damage. Can I not? Okay, so they just possess a thing regardless. Ow. What? Wow, that hurts. Okay, we done? What enemies remain in here? Okay, we have this guy. And there we go. We get a basic katana. Nothing too fancy, nothing too great. Oh, does it auto-switch? It always auto-switches you. I don't like the auto-switch weapon restriction. That, like, you pick something up and it immediately just makes you take a hit. Okay, that actually does a decent chunk of damage. Okay, gets me a healing potion, which we desperately need. Getting mostly better at this. How did I get hit by that? I was blocking. I feel like considering how many enemies will actually get into your hitbox and hit you, I almost kind of feel like the block should just be like a full all-round block kind of deal. Oh, I could have teleported. What am I doing? Like, I like the idea of directional blocking, but it works really well in Souls-likes. I don't really like it with this kind of camera angle, which I recognize is, like, very Souls-adjacent. And don't take damage, immediately take damage. In my defense, I was doing the heavy attack to avoid the hit. But also in my defense, holy shit, these rooms are hard. And I also have a real stinker of a sword for avoiding taking damage. I only lose like 25 gold, it's not that bad. Wow, that really doesn't give you any semblance of warning on where that's landing, it's just going for you. Unfortunately, it does kind of feel like with at least an amount of the things in this game, there's a couple of different types of playtesting. There's like your really active player playtesting. Damn. And then you have the, I'm gonna say like really expert playtesting. I've run into this with a couple of games over the years where a lot of the playtesting is done by like a very small subset of people. Oftentimes it's like the developers and their friends. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. The ones where it really doesn't work is actually when the game is only playtested by people who are like very overtly good at the game. There's a roguelike that I played a while ago, I don't remember the name of it, where only speedrunners... Oh! Eagle Island, I think it was called. Oh, I should actually raise my Swordcery level. Why did I do that? Let's see. I haven't left any potions behind, have I? No. Time trial. This is not going to work. I mean, maybe. I do a ton of damage, but these guys are mean. Especially if they're going to do that to me. There we go. But yeah, so Eagle Island was playtested almost exclusively by speedrunners. People who are ostensibly experts of the game. Got it. Somehow. But for 25 ruggles, I don't know. But so because only the speedrunners had playtested the game was fine-tuned to make speedrunners happy. So features and mechanics that... Okay, earth damage, heavy damage... Titan sword. Nope. None of those are amazing. We'll buy a healing potion because dying. Okay. Does look like we have some interesting... I want to shop. So we have Excalibur and Apex Predator. Or Apex Shredditor. Uses Chomsky to surge forward, snapping into motion, taking a massive bite out of any foe he collides with. A lot of neat dudes, but eh. Okay. Do we have anything else? And is this active or do I need to sacrifice? Oh, so my respawn stays active. Good to know. But yeah, so all of the mechanics were built around like infinite combos and infinite combos and... that's awful. Yeah, I love this sword for its damage. I hate this sword for how it works. What? Oh, no. So here's the problem. There is actually no opportunity for me to fight back here. Okay, got him. Yeah, every single one of these guys will just keep attacking without breaks. And that absolutely will result in me just getting completely overwhelmed here. And so I don't think this is necessarily one of those situations. Wow. Okay, I blocked his charge, but it went straight through all of my block. But there's a lot of, like, really nasty enemy patterns that only feel... Ooh, rapier. We have not tried one. I'll give it a shot, but it's probably too late for me to actually use it, considering dying. But there's, like, a number of enemy patterns. Like, the lantern, for example, is an easy example of this. Okay, I actually really love this weapon. That's fantastic, man. The damage on this is not amazing. Okay. And I'm gonna go for the Swordcery max boost, which is, I know, stupid, but I don't know, we're about to lose anyway. Well, let's go this direction. Small chance I'm going to survive this. Very small. These guys out. Yeah, this is such a good spell. Okay. Oh, you can destroy those guys before they can become giant jerks. Now, what do you turn into? A tombstone or a lantern? The lantern's the issue. Because, yeah, you have to dodge it at the last moment. Otherwise, it just burns you to death. Well, yeah, this is a weapon I was hoping for. Let's see what kind of combo I can get for rapier. Rapier attack, light attack gains an additional slash, progressing from hits 3 to 2 as ethereal steel levels up. Heavy attack, perfect timing. No, go double tempo. Feels like it's a little faster. We'll see. But that it just feels like this has a small handful of combos and attacks that are just automatically dirty in a way that I think are very survivable if you were an experienced player. Oh, we do actually have a respawn flame. Okay. So we're still in the game for now. Not for long, though. Yeah, earth damage on kill, but yeah, we don't do earth damage. Oh, and that's been exhausted. Ooh, ow. Well. Yeah, we've already got that. Well, let's try this again. Maybe I should have gone elsewhere to charge, but at least I have health now. What? I didn't even fully enter the room and they're shooting at me. Some of these enemies are shooting me off camera. Yeah, the amount of off-camera can hit you... Oh, I should have waited. Yeah, off-camera can hit you and then also completely skunk you. Combos are really mean. Oh, and right, never block that one because it is actually unblockable. Because it enters your hitbox. Let's see. I guess maybe that is telegraphed as unblockable. I forget exactly. Or no, uninterruptible. But they don't telegraph particularly well what's unblockable. That's okay. Alright, I have to save my dashes, otherwise I can't dodge that. Actually, I might be able to block it. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's keep him in the water. Because I think I can kill it. Perfect. Okay, we get the Fed Executioner again. But yep, it's swapped my weapons to... which one? We want to keep this. Okay, we want to... Come on. Okay, there needs to at least be a warning for like, hey, there's an enemy shooting at you from off camera. Nope, can't block that. Yeah, and I mean, like, a lot of this is trial and error. Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Like, you know exactly how to defeat most enemy combos and, like, dodge their hits and so on and so forth. It's a little rough when you have, like, 5 or 6 of them coming after you simultaneously. I thought I saw a purple thing. Go on. Yeah, I can kill the ghosts, so they're not an issue. Oh, is this guy trying to shoot at me? Sorry? I have complaints about the block system, that a lot of enemies can just bypass it by taking one step into your character and then walking straight past the block. I'm sorry. Yeah, he cast the thing, forcing me to kind of time my dodge, then wound up a hit, so I'd get hit no matter what. Okay, I'm going to keep going for the Swordcery max boost, even if, yes, the health would help. Because, pretty much the only thing that is saving me here is the fact that my water blast is insanely strong. Kind of. And I'm not even getting nearly as much money on this run. So I'll be able to upgrade this sword once. Oh, that's huge. At least I can stun lock him with the power of water. Okay. Nice health potion. Want more of those. And yeah, apart from bosses, water does seem to perfectly stun lock things forever. Which makes this orb insanely good compared to the previous one. Because yeah, that falchion did so much damage, but enemies would just like tank it and crush me. So this is kind of the opposite. Doesn't do as much damage, but completely locks them down. And also does a decent chunk of damage. Okay. This should have a treasure chest. What do we have? Struggle while using dual swords or short swords. Wizard's Nightcap is so hard to pull off. So we're not going to do it. Relic limit has been... Okay, cool. Because we can go back here. It's going to cost me money that I kind of need. Unless we actually want to get rid of something. We kind of do. Yeah, Holy and Wind. Oh no, we might as well keep the attack speed. Because yeah, I could buy additional relic slots, but I actually don't want to. Oh, but I'm not using dual swords or short swords. I'm using a rapier. Well, it's fine. So yeah, I just have to make sure I'm really finishing things off. With my sword. with my spells. If I can. Problem is, I also don't know how many enemies are left. Maybe I should have actually left him alive. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to leave him alive. Because if it's just this guy... There we go. Gives me a bit. Let's see. Orange monk robe gives me plus 20% elemental damage across the board. I might as well grab it. Because, yeah, we're not doing holy or wind. And some extra slots might be a good idea, but I think I mostly want to upgrade this so I can actually get that spell to be as good as it possibly can be. Okay. Okay, I got the ghost. Whoop. Okay, he's going to do that. Do both of those. Okay, and that kills him. The extra Swordcery damage, and we have actually made it to the second boss. Much to my surprise. Okay, how much money do I have? 325. Upgrade a sword. I'm gonna upgrade this one. And we're gonna sacrifice this one. I was really hoping that would add the levels together. That's a complaint I'm definitely gonna levy here, that I feel like, if you have a sword that already has levels, you should be able to mulch it into a new sword for a better sword. Okay, well, I don't have anything else. Let's go see the boss. I'm actually full health. Like, weirdly, we're doing almost fine. Let's see what he's up to. The big knight. He almost gives luchador vibes, but I think it's just the colors. Yeah, definitely not luchador. Okay, you can block that. Okay. And my orb is kind of worthless against him. Yeah, so the problem with the orb... Oh, that's rough. This should not be having performance issues. Yeah, it gets really framey right as it reaches the end of the screen. I like it. It's very Takeshi's challenge, which I appreciate. But on the flip side, it being framey is a serious problem. I'm sorry? That needs to have a marker of, you can't block this, get out of the way. Okay. I'm like, now that I know it's there, it's not a problem. Mostly? Ow. Really wish I could also see what my guard gauge is. Wait, we're here already? Oh, no. Oh, interesting. They don't actually do damage to you. Okay, so that actually doesn't do damage either. Yeah, so a number of these attacks are only a problem if he manages to, like, pass through my hitbox. Which, I mean, is a serious issue. Because it's not uncommon that he does so. Ow. And, yeah, if you do a dash and a block, your character actually does not turn around to block fast enough. Which is an issue. Okay, blocking is pointless. Well. Okay. Ow. Those hurt you? Ugh. How much health does he have left? Okay, avoid that. Hit him with an orb. Hit him with another orb. That's a 3-hit combo. Okay, here's where we probably die. One of these is going to ace me from off camera. Just needs to get dizzy. There he goes. Nope. My dash didn't come back in time. Okay. What was I going to say about a couple of things? I like where this is at, but it has a lot of friction points. The markers for, like, what enemies are attacking and where, I do actually think is a bit of an issue. That it'll try and communicate, like, hey, avoid this, but it doesn't do so super consistently. And it also doesn't do so, well. Some of the red targeting markers will absolutely move. Along with, like, an enemy attack, and I feel like that's not great. Because I will be outside of the red marker, and then last second it will move on top of me, and that just feels like a cheap shot. The same thing with enemies' attacks being able to, like, move within your block circle. That, like, if I'm blocking here, I should just not take any damage from that direction, but because their hitbox moved kind of into my hitbox, they strike through my block even though I am currently locked onto and pointing at them. Also, I notice when I dash and am trying to, like, dash and then block, it takes, like, a split second for my character to turn around. I know that's supposed to be, like, maybe you're just supposed to make that work. Oh, wow. That's real commitment to doing sit-ups. And terrifying. Anyway, but I kind of feel like I kind of feel like blocking just needs to be omnidirectional. Having it be directional like this would work once again in, like, a full Souls-like, which is much more slower and methodical, but here you just have too many things flying around, and dealing with where those hitboxes are is going to be more pain than benefit in the reward. I don't know. Just because so many enemy attacks are going to be able to, like, just step past your block in a way that feels cheap, and I don't think there's an easy way to not make that happen. Lastly, I really don't actually like leveling up swords. I feel like that's a huge expenditure that actually takes away from the game. an easier way of handling it would be just make it so that the swords level up, or maybe make it that your character levels up with whatever sword class they're using for the run. Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. It's go like a little bullet heaven with it, where every enemy you kill, not with a weapon, but it's like weapon class, lets you level up and you get perks for it. So if you're using rapiers a bunch, you're getting a bunch of rapier related perks for leveling them up. Don't have it that like you have to expend money to upgrade this singular rapier to make its damage and spells better. Just have that come with levels or something. So if you have level 5 rapiers, all rapiers have like the level 5 effectiveness for their spells and stuff. But maybe make it that there's actually some degree of like cross benefit, that you know, each level may becomes a little slower. So you're almost kind of encouraged to swap swords around, considering you have this massive arsenal that you don't use for the run. But like it would almost be kind of fun if unlocking rapiers gave you a bunch of attack speed bonuses and like other things that you could then take into a greatsword build or something like that. And so you kind of have a reason why you want to swap between the two. Other thing I would actually say, I can't check here. I really wish swapping weapons would give you a bit of swordcery back, to give you like a greater sense of like, no, I actually really do want to be swapping between these couple of weapons rather than sticking to one. Because I think it would be really cool if it gave you like one shield back by default and a little bit of sorcery, so you're kind of stance dancing, weapon swapping. I'm thinking about how Neo handles it, where if you swap your like weapon stance, you'll get all of your stamina back, and it's really cool and fun feeling, and that would kind of increase the skill cap, while also encouraging you to maybe switch weapons around. Maybe. I don't know. That feels like corner boosting in Celeste, but I think that could be a good thing, a good favor for skilled players. Okay, anyway, we're going to upgrade this thing just to see what happens. She's very happy about it. I think this is like the relic shop. So this might let me pick a relic for the run, or this lets me unlock new relics. Oh, I mean, it's good. Some of these are kind of nice. The thing I was going to say is that a lot of these relics are really basic. I don't hate that like a lot of these are just base damage and stuff, but none of them do anything particularly exciting for the most part. It's all just damage scaling. So extra holy damage, arcane damage, health on crit is actually extremely good. Let's see, extra crit chance, but it's like extra crit chance on the last hit of a light attack combo. There are merits to that sort of thing, but it's limited. Okay. So we can talk to this guy about his swords, but can't do anything else. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to unlock new swords through him. Can I talk to Greg, who is all Greg? The answer is no. Oh, maybe I talk to this guy. Okay. Yeah, I just want to see what rebuilding these will get me. Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. I think they just unlock new swords for me. But even if nothing else, I very much want if you level up a weapon, you should be able to mulch it into another weapon, and carry all of those levels over. Otherwise, they're wasted, which, you know, I know it's supposed to kind of force you to commit to a weapon. Let's see. I don't actually know if any of these are good. They might be. But the other thing is that the talent tree is just so imperative that I kind of would just prefer to keep buying talent points more than anything else, rather than weapons that I'm not sure if I'm convinced they're amazing. But yeah, having single or weapons individually level up means that players are going to stick to those weapons perpetually. Why? Okay, there we go. Well, I can get a skill point. And they will only switch if something really good shows up. I don't think that should be the intended experience for this game. You don't want players to be stubbornly using one weapon over and over and over again, because that's the only thing that's good. That just means that you might as well just hand players one sword at the beginning of a run and never give them anything new, because they're just going to use the one sword that's high level and nothing else. Let's see. Anyway, I think that's most of the feedback I can give. I like where this game is going. I like the different swords. I like their different abilities. It does feel like some of them are substantially better than others. So for the short sword with the charge, I really did not like how vulnerable I was using it. The damage on it was insane, but there was pretty much no way to use it without getting slapped in the face after a certain point, so I stopped. Whereas conversely, my water sword was actually really bad against the boss. I could hit it a couple of times, but the orb explodes after a short period of time, but it would just go straight past the boss. Whereas against normal enemies, it would like drag them along and then, you know, explode with all of them together. It feels like that's the sort of thing that almost needs like a different, a mildly different effect to be worth using it against bosses. Which normally wouldn't be a problem, like if you know, like, oh, this sword's great against regular enemies, bad against bosses. Okay, just don't use it against bosses. Go level up another weapon, which then just pushes a player to only pick weapons that are good against both regular mobs and bosses, and so they'll just ignore the weapons that do not work. Because yeah, I would not be using the water sword against bosses ever, which means yeah, I just wouldn't pick them. I'd try and find a different sword that works against both. Because leveling up a weapon is just so massively impactful. I'm hung up on this because it feels like that's one of the big pain points here, apart from just regular game feel of like dodging, blocking, bearing, and whatnot. That the leveling weapon thing feels like that needs a huge address. And if I can get it, I think this is going to be amazing, because the combat system is solid. The push-pull blocking, moment-to-moment gameplay, enemy variety, and so on and so forth feels quite good. It just needs the actual like mid-run progression feels like it needs a tweak. A lot of these, the reason why I'm hung up on pain points and some other stuff is just there's so many roguelikes out there nowadays that the bare minimum quality standard is just sky high right now, and it's tough because yeah, I think this is like 90% of the way to being great. Great, good enough, somewhere in between. That was fun. I like moving this guy off ledges mid-animation because sometimes it gets goofy looking. Anyway, I think I've said enough at this point, so I might as well mention that Swordcery is available now on Steam in Early Access, so if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. And should also say a very quick thank you to Temple Door Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. But I guess with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.